Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm gonna show you the Nuke T-spawn opportunities that you have in order to gain advantages to win the round. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down in the comments below on what you want us to do next. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's begin by talking about the best spawns. T-spawn has only 7 possible spawns. 3 of these spawns are very powerful and the other 4 are a bit further away. Let's break down what you can do with these 3 best spawns. Let's talk about the first spawn. The first spawn is for players who are going outside. If you're going outside, then with the spawn you have a very good timing towards garage. Once you reach this position, you can peek out garage really quickly, and by the time you do peek out, the enemy CT will not have peeked already. You will be peeking each other at the same time. That means that you have an even advantage to try and get the garage kill. Another advantage is that when you peek, you can also quickly spot the left corner. That means that no matter what spawn the CT gets, if you peek out like so from the spawn, you will always spot an enemy CT if he's going towards the left corner. Or if you peek out wide right really quickly, you can also see the corner of this box if CT's cross towards secret or behind red box. Instead of going outside, this spawn is also useful if you want to go on top of silo. If you go on top of silo, then you can quickly jump up silo like so, and then you can peek out towards this corner. This gives you a perfect timing to spot the garage player crossing from CT towards garage. If you spot him, you can call for your teammates, or you can even kill him if you manage to react quick enough. With this position, you can also spot the players crossing towards secret or standing behind the red box. You can also clear this left corner like so. Not only that, you can also drop down towards main like so, and then you can take main control if you want. Or instead, you can just quickly drop down towards outside, and then you have the similar position as if you were to go outside. The second spawn is usually meant for players who are going towards a lobby. With the spawn, you can rather push single door. If you go towards single door, you can have a timing towards the main player if you spot him quick enough, or instead you can quickly run down towards site and then try to catch the heaven players or the players on top of hut. However, keep in mind that all of this does also depend on the spawns that the CTs get. Another play this spawns player can do is go towards hut. Same as single door, he will have a small timing, and depending on what spawns CTs get, he can also have a good entry towards site. Instead of lobby, this player can also go up towards silo. He will also have a similar contact towards garage as the previous player, and he can do exactly the same things that the player in the first spawn can. Now let's talk about the third spawn. The third spawn is usually meant for players who are going towards ramp. With this spawn, Ts can usually have a very good timing to peek towards ramp, because by the time the Ts peek out, CTs should not have peeked already. That's why you have the advantage on the peek. This spawn is perfect for eco rounds because you have a very good spawn to get an entry frag, and it's also good in general if you want to get a quick entry frag if you get the spawn. If you get the spawn, you can also go towards ramp with the op, because once you peek out, you can hold rather this angle, or you can hold the right side of the door entry, or instead, if you're expecting an off angle from a CT, then you can hold the top of this box. Since ramp is a very long range position, an op is very ideal, especially when you are the first one to hold the angle. With the spawn, you can also run towards hut if you want. You might even get a very good entry frag. However, this does depend on what spawns the CT players get, because if they get good spawns, they might already be standing in corners like here, while if they get poor spawns, they can only be towards heaven. That's why it's a bit of a risk. However, if you are willing to take it, then you might have a certain advantage to win the round. If you're doing an outside execute and your entire team is gonna go towards outside, then you have the best spawn to go for silo. With this spawn, you should definitely clear this corner of garage while also pushing down towards main, or instead dropping outside as I showed previously. Like in the second spawn, you can also go towards squeaky with the spawn. You can definitely get a timing towards the main player, or if you really want to risk it, you can even push out towards side instantly and then try to kill heaven as an entry frag. However, the best position for these spawns players is towards ramp, just simply because the spawn is very powerful to get an entry frag, not only in full buy rounds, but also in eco rounds. Now let's talk about what you can do with the other 4 spawns. These spawns aren't good for timing, however they do have their own benefits. For example, when it comes to utility, if you want to take outside control, your first spawn players have to go to take the control to get a better timing. That's why the last spawn can instantly throw the 2 smokes towards cross by himself, so his team doesn't have to. Another benefit is that these 4 spawns can follow their first spawn players and instantly trade them, since they are a bit behind them but they're not too far away from them. With these spawns you can also take some control towards lobby. They aren't bad spawns, the only difference is you don't gain a certain advantage from them. For example, if you were to peek towards ramp, when you peek out here, CTs might already stand and hold the position. That's why once you get these spawns, you shouldn't peek out too widely. You should wait for the timing, or you can ask for your teammate to throw a flash for you so you can peek out later on. You can also jiggle peek to try to bait out the shots and spot the position of the enemy, or you can even strafe, or instead you can hold the position and peek out later if you want to get a timing. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. These were the Nuke T-spawn opportunities that you can use in order to gain advantages to win the round. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.